Well, good morning, YouTube. How you doing? It is Saturday morning, March 30th. I'm JB, and welcome to another edition of What's On Today with Discovery Bay, your YouTube comic community channel guide. All right, let's start with a quick recap of a couple of videos from yesterday. There are links to these channels in the description below. First up on the recap, over at Chuck Loda Comics channel, Chuck is still releasing some of the absolutely amazing footage that he ended up collecting during all those great interviews at C2E2 last weekend. Now, Chuck and his team had an awesome setup. Yesterday's video was really special for me as I was there. Now, this one was titled ArtGerm One-on-One Interview. Talks about his process and variant covers, C2E2 2019. Now, Chuck sat down with the legendary comic book artist ArtGerm at C2E2, and he told us about his process, how long it takes to complete a cover, even the origin of his famous name. That's right. It was hosted by Chad and Carson of YouTube's Comic Core and Chuck Loda Comics. This was cool. You don't want to miss it. All right, next up, go check out Batman Statue Collector channel for a video titled Statue Review Mr. Freeze Arkham Original Statue from Prime 1 Studios. Now, a couple days back, he did the unboxing because this thing is huge. I mean, it's a massive statue. And so I guess he broke the video into two things. You got the unboxing and then you kind of got the review. And this one was the review one. And it was super cool. So you don't want to miss this. Go check it out. Okay, the final item on the recap. Welcome back, Bueller. That's right. Bueller and Sarah went live yesterday on the Comics with Bueller channel with a stream titled I'm Back. Big announcement, and I have a brand new guest to introduce this week in comics. So, Bueller introduced us to his nephew's fiance and announced his return. It was great to see him again, although a couple more days off wouldn't, be a bad idea, man. He gave us everything he had last night, and man, your fans really appreciated it. Now, on to today's lineup. All of these times are listed in both Pacific Standard Time and Eastern Standard Time, and the channel links and timestamps are in the description below. So, first up, at 1 a.m. Pacific, 4 a.m. Eastern, Joe Ryan Comics will be releasing his video titled Comic Book Haul March 28th. At 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, we would normally get Saturday morning comics over at John's Comics with Kids. But he's taking a little break right now, and I hope you're enjoying that time with your family. And in the meantime, I'm going to keep your spot warm right here. Okay, at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. noon Eastern, head over to JP's Budget Collecting for the next installment in this terrific series titled CBSI Top 10 Are They Still Hot? This week he'll be reviewing the list from 9/23/18. Now Jason reviews the list from 6 months ago to see if these books are still hot or not. And I've really been enjoying this series from Jason. If you haven't seen it, you want to go check it out. So at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Man, I'm getting all the times messed up. At 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, right here, live, I'm going to share my C2E2 pickups and finally debut that Lucio Perillo sketch that he did in this book, that video, because I finally am going to finish it, so I'll have it up tomorrow. So come join me tomorrow, 10 a.m. right here. We're going to go over all my C2E2 picks and all the art that I collected in my sketchbook and the prints and all that other stuff. And then remember, Sunday, I'm going to do that pile, including this crazy package that somebody sent me where they folded my comic book in half. Isn't that crazy? Why would you do that? Okay, back to the show. At 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern, we get our next live show over at the SolgrOnly channel. One of my favorite YouTube comic couples, Soldier and Fuchsia, give us the next edition in their weekly show titled Married with Issues. So let's join Soldier and Fuchsia live as they showcase their weekly hauls and discuss the latest news and maybe even preview some of the stuff for next week. Alright, at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, over at Big Lion Cat 646 Meow channel, we should be getting a live stream titled Comic Book Auction. Now, Big Lion and Lenny the Leopard host an amazing cast of sellers that includes Delphia and Kachung of DK Comics Cosplay, Thorough Kuburo, who was awesome last night on his live stream, check that out on the Rewind, the Comic Spectre, and maybe we might get a guest appearance by Whodat Comics and Movies and Comic Books NYC. This will absolutely be the best deals on YouTube today. So, next up at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, over at Just a Rican and his comics channel, Rod and Jeffrey Comic-Con Henson join forces for a great live show titled Coast to Coast Comics. Today's the 11th episode, I believe, and let's join them in the live chat as they talk comics and joke around with special guest question marks. I don't know, because it doesn't matter, does it? You've already got Rod and Jeffrey. I mean, this is a can't miss. Wait a minute, I think I saw Jeffrey post some pictures. Isn't he doing a comic convention? I think he's actually doing a comic convention. Man, I wonder if Rod can find another person on the West Coast. Stay tuned. Alright, at 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, we get a live stream scheduled at Sam's Tangled Web channel titled Saturday's Sam's Tangled Web Comic Show. The architect himself, Sam, is going to give us the update on his contest and talk about his latest haul. Let's join him in the chat and say hello. Okay, at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, let's check out the boys over at Gem Mint Collectibles as they go live with their 52nd episode of their self-titled show. And you know this one. This is the one where Mint and Manimal just kind of sit at the desk and do their thing. Come stop in the chat, give these guys a thumbs up, and say hello. Alright, at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern, over at Cat Ren Figures channel, Caitlin, with the help of Chad, will be giving us the next installment in her story time series with a premiere video titled The Call of Cthulhu Reading. And I have a picture right here. If you haven't seen a Caitlin reading video, check this one out because they're truly a treat. You don't want to miss them. All right. The last item on the lineup starts at 10 p.m. Pacific, 1 a.m. Eastern. That's right, Billy at Economics and Comics is taking this to the next level every week with this weekly video titled New Comic Book Day Early Access. I mean, we're talking about early access for the 10th, not the 3rd, the 10th. So, he's given us the absolute earliest look on YouTube of every book image that was available. So get your notepad out and be ready to take some notes. So, that's it for today's show. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, go ahead and give me a thumbs down. That's okay. This list will be put on Instagram this afternoon with any additions to it or any changes if I made any mistakes. As always, love to get a like, a share, a comment, and hit me up on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Patreon. And I also wanted to mention, big shout out to Billy at Economics and Comics, Robert, the Comic G-Spot Galvin, and the home of the New York Warriors for supporting me on Patreon. I really, really appreciate it. And as always, I hope you have a great Saturday, and don't forget, we had a good time.